In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this really beautiful sunflower bouquet blanket. I'll show you from start to finish how to do this blanket, how to make the leaf border, and then how to crochet these cute sunflowers you can attach to the blanket. So let's get started. These are the materials you will need. These are the abbreviations I used. The written pattern is in the description. Start by making a magic ring. And if you don't want to make a magic ring, just simply chain 5 and then slip stitch into the 5th chain from hook to form a ring. Now we're gonna start with a chain 3, and this counts as 1 double crochet, and then into the magic ring we're gonna make 11 more double crochet. That's 1 and 2 and so on. And once you have done the 12 double crochet, including that chain 3, now pull the tail to close the magic ring. Pull it as hard as you can without breaking it. Now we're gonna slip stitch into that chain 3 right at the top to close the round. So make a slip stitch. And this is our first round. Round 2 starts with a chain 3 and into the same stitch where we slip stitch we're gonna make a double crochet. Then 1 chain. Now into the next stitch we're gonna make 2 double crochet. Then chain 1, and this is our repeat section. 2 double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1. Let me show you again. 2 double crochet, then chain 1, and we repeat all around 12 times in total. Now when you reach the end of the round, slip stitch at the top of that chain 3 you made at the beginning. And this is our second round. And again we start with our with round 3 with a chain 3. Now this chain 3 counts as a double crochet. You can also make a chainless double crochet. So let me show you how to make a chainless double crochet if you want it to blend better than this chain 3 that it will stack on top of each other, and it will be quite visible on your blanket. So let me show you again how to make a chainless double crochet. Pull a longer loop, hold it with your thumb, wrap it around your hook, and then insert your hook into that chain where you slip stitch, pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through these 2 loops, and then you'll have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the 2. And this is how you make a chainless double crochet. Now if you feel more comfortable, just continue starting your rounds with chain 3. So let's continue round 3. Into the next stitch make a double crochet and then another double crochet. So you'll have 2 in the same stitch. Then chain 1, and this will be your repeat section. Double crochet and then into the next 2 double crochet followed by 1 chain. So let's skip this space, and into the next stitch we start our repeat section again. Double crochet and then into the next 2 double crochet. Then we chain 1, and again we skip this and start another repeat into the next stitch, double crochet, and then into the next 2 double crochet. and then chain 1, and we repeat this all around, and we will have in total 12 repeats. Now at the end of round 3, you slip stitch to close the round at the top of either chain 3 or the extended double crochet you have made. And this is our round 3. From this point on, you repeat this round 3 as many times as you want, or just like me, your blanket is about 110 centimeters in diameter. Now what I mean by repeat is that you make a double crochet in every stitch, and then into the last stitch, into that section, into the last stitch you make 2 double crochet and then chain 1, and the beginning will always change. Now we had 1 double crochet, next you'll have 2, 3, 4, and so on. So let me show you round 4. Again, chain 3 or make an extended double crochet. This comes as a double crochet, of course, and then in this section between chain 1s we have 2 more double crochet. So into the next we make 1 double crochet, and then into the last double crochet here in this section we're gonna make 2 double crochet. Like so, and now chain 1. So this is our repeat section, and we're gonna repeat it into every single section between the chain 1s. So again, skip this space, and into the first stitch make a double crochet, then into next another double crochet, and then into the last 2 double crochet. And then chain 1, and again repeat double crochet, into the next double crochet, and then into the last 2 double crochet. And then chain 1. So repeat all around your blanket. You'll have 12 of these repeats around. Then at the end, just slip stitch into the first stitch to close the round. And this is round 4, and you can see now you have these slices into the circle, and they all increase by 1. So into the next round you'll have 3 double crochet, and then this double crochet increase at the end, and then 4 and 5 and so on. Now make your rounds, like I said, until your blanket is about 110 centimeters in diameter. Of course you can make it smaller or larger. I think that's perfect in size. And then we will move onto the border. So I'll make a few more rounds and come back. Just an update on the blanket, just to show you how it grows. So again, we stopped the row 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now round 5, like I said, has 3 double crochet, and then this double crochet increase. Next we have 4 double crochet, and then this increase. And now on round 7 we have 5 double crochet and that double crochet increase. Don't forget to chain 1, otherwise you won't have these gaps that forms this beautiful pattern. So yeah, keep going with your rounds, like I said, until your blanket is about 1 meter in diameter, 1 meter and 10 centimeters. In between there is the right size for a sofa throw. So I finished the first skein, and my blanket looks like this. I'm on round 11, and it's about 45 centimeters in diameter. So this is how it looks like after one skein. I'm gonna continue with the next. I have now finished the second ball of yarn, and I'm on round 17, and the blanket is about 64 centimeters in diameter. This is how it looks like. And I'm gonna start the third ball of yarn. And this is the blanket after I use 3 balls of yarn. It's getting bigger. This is almost 19 rounds and is 76 centimeters in diameter. 4 skeins of yarn, 22 rounds, and the blanket is 87 centimeters in diameter. We're almost there. This is how it looks like. Now I've used 5 skeins of yarn and the blanket is almost 100 centimeters in diameter. 6 balls now in. This is the next day and I finished it. So I guess you can say it's a one-day blanket without the border and the flowers. It's about 108 centimeters in diameter, and I might stop here. There's a partial round, starts here and it finishes here. You can start a new ball because you'll be using the green for the border, which is just 2 rounds, but it's up to you. I'll probably stop here, start a new ball with the border just so I can see how much yarn does the border take. So next we're gonna go, I'll show you how to crochet the border and the leaves. I have unraveled the partial round. I have a little bit of yarn left of the 6th ball, and now on round 28 we're gonna start the first round of the border onto which we're gonna connect the flowers. So start from where you left off, don't turn, don't fasten off, just chain 1 and into the same stitch make a single crochet and then chain 4, skip 4 stitches and into the 5th one make a single crochet, and that's our repeat section. We single crochet, we chain 4, skip 4 and then into the 5th single crochet, chain 4, skip 4 into the 5th single crochet, and continue like this all around the blanket. I will stop the video and I'll meet you at the end. At the end of the round, when you have 4 stitches left, skip them and then slip stitch into the first single crochet you have made in that round. And this is round 1 of the border, round 28 of the blanket. So now we have these chain 4 spaces, we are going to crochet into them. So let's start the second round of the border where we crochet the leaves, and we are going to move the yarn into the chain space by slip stitching. And now we start our leaves. So we chain 1 and then a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet, then we make a treble, so we yarn over twice, pull up a loop and pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now we're gonna make a picot stitch, so that's like a tip at the top of the leaf. So we chain 3 and then into the base stitch, so into the treble below, not into the chains, in that stitch below the treble we insert the hook through the middle of it and we pick these 2 side loops and we make a slip stitch, and that's the picot stitch right there. It's going to be the tip of the leaf. Then another treble, so yarn over twice and make it a double crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet, and this is our leaf. So now we repeat this set of stitches into every single chain 4 space. So let's make a few more leaves, a couple of more leaves. So into the next chain 4 stitch space, we make a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet, a treble, then a picot stitch with 3 chains, another treble, a double crochet, a half double crochet, and a single crochet, and another leaf. Finished. So let's put the camera closer and then I'll show you more details onto the next one. So again, into the next chain 4 space, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, a treble, a picot stitch with 3 chains. So we chain 3, then we insert that hook into the base stitch, not in a chains, into the base stitch in that treble below, and pick the loop next to it as well, slip stitch. So that's our picot stitch. Then we continue treble, double crochet, half double crochet, and a single crochet, and that's the leaf. So now repeat this set of stitches into every single chain 4 space until the end of the round. So I'm almost at the end, my last stitch, single crochet, and now just to close the round, I'm gonna slip stitch into the first single crochet I've made, just so it will look like a continuous round, and then we're gonna fasten off, cut the yarn, and weave in the end. And we are done with the border. This is how it looks like. You can see the leaves on the side. And next we're gonna add the flowers. Next we're gonna make the sunflowers, and this is how they look like. We're gonna start with the brown, make the brown center first by making a magic ring. And if you don't know how to make the magic ring, I will link down below or up here somewhere on the screen how to make a magic ring. That's a step-by-step tutorial, and you can also chain 4 and slip stitch to form a circle. But the best way is to start with a magic ring. Now chain 3, this counts as a double crochet, and then into the magic ring we make 13 more double crochet stitches. So you should have 14 double crochet stitches including this chain 3. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Now pull this magic ring tail quite hard until there's no space in the center. We're gonna leave it here in the center, and then we're gonna slip stitch at the top chain of the chain 3 to close the round, and then cut the yarn. Leave a relatively long tail, something like this. We're gonna use these tails to connect the flower to the blanket. And now pull through, and what we're gonna do You can do it right now or do it after you finish with all the flowers. We're gonna place this yarn here in the center. So we're gonna use a needle to thread the tail to the center next to the other tail. Just on the other side of the circle. So we're not weaving in the end, we are just moving it closer to the center. And then once you have these two ends, we're just gonna make a knot. A double knot to secure them, and we're gonna use these tails to attach the flower to the blanket. So leave them like this, and now we can start with the yellow round. So we bring the yellow in and we join in any space you want. It doesn't matter, it's a circle. So I usually do it before the stitch where I slip stitch, just to cover it, and then make a slip knot, and we join the yarn by pulling that slip knot through, and then we chain 2, and then into the same stitch we're gonna make a double crochet, and then a treble, and at the top we make a picot stitch with 2 chains, so chain 2, and then into that treble below, into that stitch through the middle, insert your hook through, and also pick up the loop next to it and make a slip stitch. So that's a picot stitch, and then into the next stitch also crochet over your ends. By the way, it's easier than weaving it in. Into the next stitch we make a treble. Let's see where it is. Okay, here. So make a treble, then a double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch into the same stitch below, like so. And this is the first petal, and we're gonna repeat this 7 times in total. So into the next stitch so now we're gonna chain 2, and then into the next stitch we're gonna make a double crochet, then a treble, then a picot stitch with 2 chains, so chain 2, and then slip stitch into the base stitch, not into the chain but into the stitch. Then into the next stitch below we're gonna make a treble, and a double crochet, and then we chain 2 and we slip stitch into the same stitch, and we finished another petal. Okay. And again chain 2, into the next stitch double crochet, then into the next stitch treble, into the same stitch, chain 2, and picot stitch, slip stitch at the base of the stitch, and then into the next stitch make a treble, and a double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch in the base stitch there. So now we have 3, and just so repeat around, you should have 7 petals. When you reach the end of the round, then you slip stitch there into the last stitch. Just cut the yarn, pull to fasten off, and now just weave in that end, and you will be left with these two ends which you can use to connect it to the blanket, which we'll do next. You're gonna need 22 of these sunflowers. After you weave in all the ends and you have these two brown ends knotted at the center, you are good to go to connect them to the blanket. And we are gonna connect them on these places here, on these stitches right here, from round one of the blanket, and we are gonna connect them every 3 of the single crochet. So we're gonna put one here and then skip 2, and then on the third one put another one, and we're gonna go around the blanket doing this until we reach the beginning of the round. Alright, so let's start with one. You will need just a sewing needle. You don't need a hook anymore, and what I do is just thread them through this chain 4 spaces that we have here underneath the leaves, and at the back we're just gonna make a knot, a double knot, and then we're gonna use the needle to thread it to weave in the end here at the back of the sunflower. So not through the green blanket, because you're gonna see the brown yarn through. So we're gonna bring the yarn back out, and we're gonna weave in the end. And this time make sure you are going back and forth quite a few times, otherwise it will unravel. So back and forth. It helps if you leave a longer tail. So just do it a few times like this, and then again. And this way you make sure it would not come undone even if you wash the blanket. Okay, so let's go through like so, and then we do the other end as well. And once you're done, just cut those ends, and the flower should not come under now. Now again, like I said, skip 2 of these single crochet stitches, and then onto the third one do the same like you did like this. And this is how it looks like. You can see the brown yarn at the back, and this is how it looks like once completed. It's got all the flowers around. They're all connected. They will not come off. The tiny leaves. And this is it. I hope my tutorial was easy to follow. If you have any questions about this pattern, put them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to answer you. Happy crocheting!